Do you know the different types of concussion treatments? Well, in this video, I'm going to share multiple different treatments for concussion so you can get back to training and racing on the trails as fast as possible. Hey, it's Coach Eric here bringing you weekly training and racing tips, especially for the off-road triathletes. So if you're new here, consider subscribing. Today is the third and final video in the concussion series, so be sure to check out those two other videos to really enhance your concussion knowledge. When I'm not training for triathlon, I am working as a neuropsychologist specifically trained in the assessment and management of athletes with concussion. And I have helped thousands of athletes return to their sport after concussion feeling 100%. You know, a lot of athletes think they just have to rest and wait till the concussion goes away, and really that's just not true. So by the end of this video, I'm going to show some common treatment methods that you can look for so you can get back to training and racing as fast as possible. Let's get to those treatments. After a concussion, a couple of days of rest followed by a graded progression of cognitive and physical activities until you're symptom-free doing all your normal activities and routine is really ideal. However, it doesn't happen for most athletes, and so the following is really, if you need assistance with that return to full activity protocol, if you will, or if those symptoms that you're trying to rest, trying to recover, and they're just not going away. Exertion or exercise therapy, typically conducted by an athletic trainer or a physical therapist, monitoring heart rate and perceived exertion, and it's really a way to have a more controlled environment and a way of increasing your activity level from a zone 1 all the way up to your normal level of activity, at full exertion, approaching your maximum heart rate. So the physical therapist will create a plan for you, so that's one of the options that you can look for. Second thing is seeing a vestibular therapist. Now this is after having a full vestibular evaluation, which typically involves balance, body, eye, head movements, which, if you're walking in a straight line, you might feel normal with concussion, but then you turn your head to side, and all of a sudden you start feeling dizzy. So you don't want to go for a run if you feel this way. You want to back it up, and perhaps vestibular therapy, typically by a physical therapist, they'll give you specific exercises that you can do. But again, it's very tailored to what you're experiencing in your symptoms. And the idea is that sitting around doing nothing for 2 weeks is not typically going to help you recover from the concussion. So if you can't handle the exercise of exertion therapy, perhaps you can work on those systems that are causing a problem with balance, movement, with the vestibular therapist. All the while you have things to work on and you're progressing forward. There was also vision therapy. Now vision therapy is crossed over essentially with vestibular therapy because vestibular does involve the eyes, but it also involves head and body movements, whereas the vision therapy is going to be more strict to the eyes and vision-related tasks. So perhaps if your eyes aren't working together while you're reading and you're having some double vision, or you're getting a headache while reading, perhaps vision therapy conducted by a neuro-optometrist or some other eye specialist is what really would help with that particular type of issue. Seeing a psychologist or a mental health counselor can be helpful to deal with some of the emotional related symptoms of concussion while they are normal. If they start to become the primary issue, it can certainly be very helpful to seek specific treatment in that regard. Also, just dealing with the athlete not being able to do their sport may cause sadness or different mood type swings, and so addressing those types of things during the recovery process can also be very, very helpful as well to the athlete. We also don't want to forget about the neck. I mean, you don't have to injure your neck when you get a concussion. They're technically separate injuries, but because those body parts are connected, you can have some neck or cervical strain, which can cause headaches. And so that may be the cause of some of your symptoms. So having that addressed, by a physician, and then perhaps engaging in some physical therapy or whatever treatment you need to address those neck-related issues. Sometimes you can't go for a run, or you can't turn your head side to side due to neck pain. So once that's taken care of, then you can progress through returning back to perform formal exercise. And finally, there's medications. And these treatments are in no particular order, but I purposely put medications last. I don't prescribe. I know a lot of sports med physicians that have found some of these medications to be helpful for some concussion patients, but really you want to try to progress with the other things to see if that will really help you get back to full recovery first. But there are medications for all 4 symptom areas that we learned in the other video. I'll put the tag up there, but it's for physical. So there's medications for headaches, for nausea, for cognitive-related symptoms. There's things for attention, for sleep-related symptoms to help you fall asleep, and then of course there's mood or emotional-related medications. So again, they can be very helpful. At the same time, they're not medications that you should be on forever, because once the concussion recovers, you shouldn't have to maintain those medications. And we really don't want you on those because you weren't on them before the injury. But again, everyone's a little bit different, so talk with your prescribing physician, talk with your concussion specialist to really know which route you should go and what may be best for you. I went through those 6 types of treatments really quickly because I just want you to be aware of what's available to you and to really talk with your concussion specialist or physician about the specific details of each and if it's really necessary for you. Each concussion is an individual difference. Everyone recovers from them differently. So just because someone else has vestibular therapy doesn't mean that you will. And so it really is an individual assessment. And then based on what your sport is, what activities you'll be able to do in different orders. So most triathletes, can push through the symptoms. They can run, they can swim with a headache, with dizziness. But that's the point, is that's not normal. And so we don't want you to push through that. We want you to be able to feel your best. So and perform your best. So please don't return to full 100% activity until you are 100% and cleared from the concussion injury. I really hope this video was helpful for you. It'd be great if you could share in the comments below, connect with me in the community with what treatments helped you recover from concussion. And that really is helpful because you're out there experiencing it, and the best comments really do come from you. Be sure to check out the other 2 concussion videos in the series. New video next week. And until then, I will see you on the trails.